What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. I hope everyone having a terrific morning and had a very great trading week last week. And today we actually have I believe this is Easter week. So the markets may be moving a little bit choppy this week. But with all of that being said and moving on to the charts, before we move on to the charts, I just wanted to put out the quick disclaimer that I am not responsible for any stop losses, any losses that you take, or any profits that you actually make. And with that being said, we're going to dive right into the charts. First and always, we're going to start with Euro USD on the daily chart. And where the market's actually testing right now, it didn't test too strongly to the support level, but I'm just still waiting for. But if it's actually going up to the upside, what I'm just really looking for is pretty much a push up to these highs right here, or just probably even potentially even higher. But do put this into account of this high right here, these two highs looking left as a countering measuring zone. But either that, I point out this, particularly these two highs, or even potentially even higher to the 106 zone. But if we do get a push up to the 106 zone, we're just looking for bearish evidence and either come all the way down to where these previous highs are at, or all the way down to these highs or these lows, or all the way down to the 105. But if the market actually does come down to test the 105 zone, we're looking for that bullish evidence in this area, either in the 4-hour or the daily. And we should see a push up to this low or this pullback high, or potentially even higher to that countering measuring point, what I was just talking about. Next up we have is US Swiss on a daily chart. As you see that we are in a nice downtrend, and as many Forex traders know, that you always trade with a trend. So I'm just drawing out some trend lines, a little bit choppy, but I'm just drawing out some trend lines so you can actually get a bigger picture that we're in a downtrend channel. And what we're just really looking for is another continuation downward, drop it down to the 4-hour chart. And for swing traders, what we're just really looking for is a nice consolidation before it drops down even more. So what we're just really looking for, if the market actually comes up to test this zone again, what we're going to actually do is look for that bearish evidence in that area and see a continuation down to that either of these lows right here, or potentially all the way down to the 99.02 zone. Alright, next up we have AUD USD, which performed very well on that support, as you saw right here. Now I can actually change this to blue. We're looking for bullish evidence. So, as you see in the past, it held up as resistance right here, support, 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 resistance. So it's very an important area to really look out for. So what we're really looking for this week is a continuation upward, for upward movement to these lows, looking left, or these highs, or potentially higher to these this major resistance right here, having the 76.99. And we get a push up to that zone, we're just looking for bearish evidence in that area, all the way to this high, this low, or potentially even to this lower, potentially all the way low to the 75.012 zone, which is right here, which probably gonna consolidate. Drop it down to the 4-hour. As you see that we have a little consolidation right here. And what I'm really trying to do for this week, I'm actually training myself to take more swing trades and just really practice on swing trading with engulfing trading strategy that I have. And what I'm just really looking for is like consolidation on a 4 hour or daily and drop down to either the 1 hour, and just really taking placing buy stop orders above these consolidation zones, stop below, and just go for 3 to 1s, 2 to 1s. But since we're in the uptrend, I'm just looking for buy orders right now. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm just really looking for AUD USD. Next up we have is gold. And gold kind of like psyched a lot of people out, especially myself. And the only reason was because this pin bar right here. We had a pin bar followed by a doji, and I didn't really take any trades because what I was really looking for was this pin bar to become like a bearish engulfing candle. And especially with a pin bar, you get more confluence if you actually have a red bar right after it. So that really tells that, sellers are in the market. It's time for you to actually start placing some sell orders. So I didn't get any confirmation on that. So I didn't really take any trades until it actually broke out of the zone, and which I actually got into right here. There we go. Which I got into right here. I saw it consolidate. As soon as it broke out, it kind of consolidate for a while, and I took some trades up here. So what I'm really looking for right now is a continuation upward, since it had a strong bullish movement. What I'm just really looking for is a continuer upward to the 1308 zone, and straight to the 1308. I'm just looking for that bearish confluence, and going to see that as a pullback, and probably a pullback all the way down to probably in the mid pivot point of these two areas of the 1308 and 1255. So I would say around in the middle point where I would just look for a pullback. And as you see, I drew a trend line, a daily trend line, to tell that we are in a bullish movement. We're in the uptrend. So we're just looking for buy orders for right now. Next up we have is silver. And same thing with silver, with gold. Kind of like what the thing with silver though is that it didn't break out of the zone like gold did. Um, but we do have like a small breakout right here. So I would actually look for right now is probably like a retest to this area, looking for that bullish evidence and going continuation upward, because as you see that we are in a uptrend. Just like this. But you actually get the big picture. We have a nice movement into this channel. We had a small breakout. Then it came down. Then it retest that trend line, and it respected it kind of well. So instead of looking for bearish evidence in the area, we're gonna actually look for bullish evidence. See another continuation upward. All right. So next up we have is USD CAD, Canadian dollar, on a daily chart. And the way how everything worked out last week, price actually came down, closed below. We thought it was a breakout. Then boom, we had a strong bullish movement, nice bullish engulfing candle to tell that bulls are in the market, buyers are in the market. So what we're really looking for is probably a retest at this area again. And as soon as we get down to that area, the 132, we're looking for that bullish confluence into that area. As soon as we get to that bullish confluence in that area, we want to see a push up to these highs, looking left, potential to the next high, or all the way up to the 135 zone. But if the market actually does continues upwards in an upward momentum, probably up to these highs, and just look for a pullback, probably like all the way down to these lows, and then see a continuation upward. But what we're just looking for right now is more buying confluence into the areas. Next up we have is oil, and we're on a daily chart and a 4-hour chart. First, we just look on the daily chart to really just show that we are in a nice channel for right now. And drop it down to the 4-hour. What we're just really looking for is where the market is actually testing right now in my trend zone. I mean, my trend line, sorry. And what we're just looking for is a nice push upward. Because as you see, looking to the left, that we have some lows right here. So we can actually draw a line. So we have like little major support back in the past, looking left. And what we're just looking for is like bullish confluence into the area. And as soon as we get that bullish confluence, we'll probably see a push up to this high, this pullback high, or all the way up to the 54.61 zone. But if the market actually break out of this trend, what we just look for is a push all the way down to the 51. And as soon as we get that push down, we're just looking for that bullish evidence. Go straight to that bullish evidence. Probably see a push up all the way to this high, or to these lows, or potentially even higher in the market. That'll be it for oil. Next up we have is CAD Swiss on the daily chart. And let me zoom out for a little bit. And as you see that we are in a downtrend. Where the market is actually testing. So this is actually extra bearish confluence, especially for me, what I would be looking for. And where the market is actually testing right now, who just looking for more bearish confluence in the area, probably see another push up. And as soon as we get that bearish confluence into the area, probably see a nice push all the way down to these lows, or all the way down to this low right here at the 73.63 zone. That would be a great area to actually look out for. Next up we have is USD JPY, which actually broke out of this zone right here, this support. This little minor support area on the daily. And we have a strong, abrupt downtrend. And for the next measuring point I will be looking out for is that 0668 zone, which in the past hold up as a resistance and support. As soon as we get that push, probably see a push all the way down. All the way down here. We're just looking for a bullish evidence into that area. and probably come up all the way up to either these lows looking left or potentially even higher. But just do take into account that this is in a strong downtrend. Next up we have is AUD CAD, which actually performed really well with price action. And I get to actually draw a trend line. Because since we have an abrupt movement to the upside, this downtrend doesn't really look out for me as much as probably like a pullback. Because since we have like a very strong bullish engulfing, about 130 pips, it's a very strong candle. So buys are in the market, and it came up to this important area, this important support and resistance zone, mostly the resistance, and how it just broke out. So what we're just really looking for right now, probably a push down to that area, looking for that bullish confluence, and go straight to that bullish confluence. See a push all the way up to these highs. This high is looking left, or to this major high right here at the 103 zone. Dropping down to the 4-hour, you see a more clear picture. What we're just really looking for is a push down to these lows right here, and see a push all the way up to these lows, highs, looking left. And for a swing trader, I mean, for me to actually practicing the swing trades, what I would actually be doing would be placing a buy stop around here above these highs, and a sell stop below these lows. And I would just probably go for a 3-to-1 or a 2-to-1, just be on the safe side. Yeah, that's what I'm just really looking for in AUD CAD. Next up is AUD JPY. For those that's actually holding sell trades in this market, I'm just highlighting at the 80.72 zone as a target price area. So as you see in the past, that it hold up as resistance for a while and support. So it's probably going to be pushing down to that major resistance support, well, this major zone in this area. And as you see on a 4-hour and daily, we're in a strong downtrend, so you could probably get in on the pullbacks. See? And we'll probably, yeah, probably ride that all the way down to the 80.72 zone. Alright, next up we have is New Zealand dollar. And with New Zealand dollar, it actually broke out of my trend, this trend channel. It broke out of this downward trend channel. And right now we're looking for bullish evidence now. Now buyers are in the market, and now we can actually look for more buy orders. And as you see on the 4-hour, we got some consolidation right here. And what we're really looking for this week, probably a nice push down to that area again. And look for that bullish evidence. And want to see a breakout in this consolidation area and move to the upside. Jumping back to the daily, we probably want to see a push all the way up to these highs, or all the way up to the 71.39 zone for a good measuring point. Next up we have is CAD JPY. on a daily chart. And what we're really looking for is a continuation downward all the way down to the 80.55 zone. Could see that we're still in this downtrend, and we are in a nice channel. So what I'll be looking for is to hit my trend line and looking for that bullish evidence and get a nice pullback all the way up to my next trend line and see it like consolidate down in my trend line, pretty much all the way up, all the way down to that 80.55 zone. So for those that's actually holding sell trades in this market, that I would like to highlight 80.55 zone for a good target price area. As you see that multiple in the past that it held it as a resistance and support, and that would be a great target price for you. Next up we have is Euro JPY, which had like a abrupt strong move to the downside. And what we're just really looking for, since it actually came into the zone, this 116 zone, what we're really looking for is a push up as a little pullback to this area to really test out this area and get that bullish confluence in this area in the 116. And we get straight to that bullish confluence. We want to see probably a next movement all the way down to these lows right here, or even potentially even lower to the 112. Just mind that this is in a strong downtrend. So just wait on the pullbacks and just write it down until we get a clear breakout. All right, next up we have is Euro Aud, and we're on a daily chart. And as you see that I actually drew a heads and shoulders pattern last week. I thought it would drop right here, but it made the right shoulder, and it seemed that with good price action and is at a important area, important zone, that we have a nice strong move to the downside. So what are we just really looking for, since price action told us that it's actually going down, sellers are in the market? We're just looking for a push all the way down to these lows, or potentially all the way down to the 137 zone. If we do get a nice pullback into the area again, probably up to this high, if the market actually does come back up to the test, what we're really looking for is a push all the way down to that low again, or potentially lower to that 137. Let's see, was there anything on 4 hour? Yes, on a 4 hour. So same as always, we're in a nice downtrend, and we have a nice consolidation right here. It's good to actually look for a breakout in this area for a continuation down to the downside. That's all I just want to point out. Next up we have is Euro CAD. We're on a daily chart, and what we're really looking for this week is probably a push up at this important area, this 142 zone. And so as we get that push up to that 142 zone, probably see want to push all the way down to these highs, looking left, or potentially even lower. As you see that we are in a downtrend channel, and we are in a channel. So hopefully it actually does support this this channel, this downtrend channel. I mean, sorry, respect this downtrend channel. And that's what we would really be looking for, is more sell orders on these pullbacks. probably to this major resistance, looking to the left in support. Next up we have is GBP USD. And with GBP USD, we're still in that pivot point area. We just want to look for a push up to that 126 zone. Get that bearish confluence either on a daily or a 4-hour chart, and see a push all the way down to these lows or these highs, laying left, or potentially lower to the 122 zone. As you see that we are in an uptrend, drawing a trend, these trend lines, or just one trend line. So what we just really look for is a nice push up and a breakout on this trend line for this week. Next up we have is British Pound JPY, British Pound Yen. And we're on a daily chart, and as you saw that it actually broke out of this zone. And jump it down to the weekly, we have extra bearish confluence because of this bearish engulfing right here. We actually have 3 bearish engulfings that was telling that the market was going to move to the downside. But now that the market actually came down and it respected this level, well, it kind of broke through this level, sorry. Seeing that this market broke through this level, and we have the push up to the upside and a push down to the downside, what we're really looking for this week, well, is for a long-term sell. I was talking with a few traders of mine, a few friend traders of mine, and just really looking at this chart on a weekly, that the next measuring point I will be pointing out was around this 130 zone right here as a potentially target price for a sell for all of us that's actually holding sell trades in this market. That for a long term, that the 130 is actually a great target price to look for. But do clear in mind that sorry, since we're in a downtrend, we're looking for bearish evidence. So probably we may see a pullback to this low, looking left, or maybe we may see a pullback all the way up to these lows. As soon as we get that pullback, we're just looking for that bullish evidence and continuation all the way down to that 130 zone. Next up we have is British Pound AUD, and we're on a 4-hour chart. And what we're looking for, as you see that right here, it came down to this trend line, and we have a nice consolidation in this area. So what we're looking for is a breakout in this area for bullish evidence and a continuation up to the upside. That would be at the 166 zone. So when we get to the 166 zone, we're just looking for bearish evidence in that area. You see a continuation downward, probably to these lows, this breakout high, and these lows left, or potentially even lower. Jumping down to the daily, is that this is a very strong support and resistance zone. So I would just like to point that out on a daily. Even though we're in the uptrend, that this is a nice countering measuring point to really look for. Next up we have is British Pound New Zealand, and where the market's actually testing right now, looking for that bearish evidence, I believe, in a 4-hour. We have a nice consolidation channel to the upside. But what I'm really looking for, since we're on the daily and we have that bullish engulfing followed by a pin bar, I'm just looking for a breakout in this area. And we get a breakout to the downside, probably see a breakout all the way down to these high or these lows looking left, or potentially all the way down to the 174 zone. If we don't get that breakout in that zone, for those that's actually trade with trends, probably see a nice breakout in this area here. Select, thank you. See a nice breakout in this consolidation area on a 4-hour to the upside to where these highs are at, or this high, and probably see a push down to that major zone again. All right. And next up, last we have is USD peso MXN. So what we were looking for this week, as you see that we're in a strong downtrend, and I got back into this market as well around this area. So for those that's actually holding sell trades for the long term, I'm still highlighting that 1825 zone for a good target price area to really look out for. Jump it down to the 4-hour. As you see that it actually broke out of this zone, the support zone, and it came up and consolidated even more. So we got another breakout, and we just look at another abrupt move to the downside. Alright guys, so that is for me. That is it for me. I enjoy doing these technical analysis every Sunday. And for those that's actually following me, I will be doing the next one next Sunday. Usually I'm trying to do a set schedule, probably to around like 10:30 to 11 o'clock, or probably even earlier. And through Wednesday or Thursday, I will be doing a midweek reversal, or probably like trade with me type of stream on Wednesday and Thursday. So if you want to actually join me with that, feel free to actually message me on Instagram at Julian.Sanderson, or message me on Facebook, Julian Sanderson. Or if you would actually like to learn how to trade and actually want to be taught my kind of trading strategy, visit my website, juliansanderson.com. Leave your contact, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So, alright guys, so that is for me. This is the end of the Forex analysis. Hope everyone have a great trading week. Have a great week, holiday. And I will see you at the next Forex analysis next week. Goodbye, y'all.